Blessed be everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about spell casting and deadlines and how you can work with the whole deadline thing, because doing a spell that's kind of open-ended is one thing, but if you've got a deadline, like something has to be paid by a certain date, or a project has to be finished by a certain date, or you've got something that has to happen but at a certain time, you can feel a lot more stress around that and more anxiety around that, and you don't want that interfering with your magic. Before we dive into the topic though, I'm Sandra for mysterywitchschool.com, author of Crafting Your Wiccan Path. If you want to know more about magic, witchcraft, Wicca, tarot and shadow work, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss any videos. If you want to be a great spellcaster, I have a spellcaster checklist. It just helps you go through things that you can think about when you're preparing your spells so that you'll have more success with your spell casting. There's a link to that in the description field below this video. So when it comes to a deadline, essentially you have a choice as to how you look at this. You can either feel free and fluid and in the flow with things even though there's a deadline, or you can feel the resistance of, oh my gosh, there's a deadline, so this has to happen before such and such a date. Or else, there's probably an or else there somewhere. From a magical point of view, it's always good to think of how magic works. Magic is infinite, it's expansive. It can work in so many different ways that you can't even fathom how things can line up for you. And when you don't think of the how, and you leave that up to the magic, you are freeing yourself of restricting the magic for a start and also blocking the magic energetically. So when there's a deadline, you have to still be in that mindset of the universe is expansive, I have no idea how this can happen, and I don't care how it happens. It's not up to me how it happens. It happens the way that the universe makes it happen, and that's okay, because that's how magic works. The deadline, okay, is something we humans have created, okay? It's something you've created, the deadline, okay? It's an ego creation. And even though it may be, yes, oh, it's the landlord actually, or the bank, or the electricity company, or the boss at work that is putting these restrictions on you, the deadline itself from a magical point of view isn't a thing. Like, it's not, it's something that we've created, okay? And it's not out of the realms of magic to be able to meet a deadline, okay? Sometimes the deadlines aren't met, and I want to talk about that too. The way you need to go about relating to the magic is that magic's either going to give it to you at the deadline, or it's going to give you something better. You might miss the deadline, but something better may happen as a result of that. Think that way, because you may be going in with a deadline that is really tight, and so it could limit the way that things can happen in that short space of time. So if you go into your deadline going this or something better, then you're opening up the magic for it to work the way that it likes to work. So for example, you may miss the deadline, but you may get more money, or you may get something else, or something else might happen that's actually positive. So think that way. Don't think it has to be the deadline or else. Open up to the possibilities of how magic can work, and then the magic's more likely to work in your favor. So think beyond the deadline when it comes to your thinking, okay? Step out of the I have to. Okay, when you say I have to have this, or it has to happen this way, you're limiting the magic. You're telling the magic how it has to happen, and you need to let it happen the way that it happens. Always think this or something better. So the way to go about doing a spell is to mark the deadline on your calendar. So you've got the deadline there. Mark it on your calendar. As you do so, just think to yourself, I'd love to have this bill paid by this date. If it happens, or something better will happen. Then just go and plan your spell like you'd normally plan your spell. Get your spell materials together, write your petition using positive language, write it in the now, put your date in to your petition, so include the date, the deadline date in the request, just like you would any spell. Put the details in there that you want to put in there. And it could be something like, this bill is paid by such and such a date. And then think to yourself, after you've done that, this or something better. I'm open to this or something better happening. Do your spell. And then after you've done your spell, then go and do something fun. Do something that makes you laugh. Do something that brings joy to you. The fun part of it, the laughter, go and watch a comedy or something, that fun part is going to raise your vibe. And that's a really good way to send the magic off, by doing something fun. Any type of spell work that you do need to forget about it after you've done it, because you're sending it off to the universe. You're handing it over to the universe to do. Do something fun. Have fun somehow. You might want to watch some funny cat videos on YouTube, or whatever it is that makes you laugh, or go for a walk in nature. Do something that you really enjoy doing, because that's going to help raise your vibe. It's also going to help distract you from the spell work, and it'll help provide the energy around the spell to get that spell working for you in a fun way. And then when you think back to that deadline, which you're going to do, even if you say, don't think of it after that, you are. Just see how you saw things in your spell. It's already been paid, it's already done, that or something better. And just say that to yourself and imagine that to yourself. A lot of magic is about you working on yourself and your imagination around creating an imaginary world that you want to live in, imaginary scenarios that you want to live in as if you are living in them. And through creating that, you're creating that belief in your subconscious mind that this is the way it is. And it's your subconscious mind that is the creator of your world. It's the one that sends things out and things come back to you. The universe will mirror to you what your subconscious mind believes and thinks. So when you're training your subconscious mind to believe that it's in the perfect environment that you want to be in, the perfect situation you want to be in, you're training your subconscious mind to start really believing that. It starts to manifest in your reality. It cannot not manifest in your reality because of that connection. So with your deadlines, don't focus so much on it having to be at that deadline. It can be at that deadline or something better. Focus on that. Get out of the panic. And I know it's easy to say, but magic does require a lot of trust, a lot of letting go of 3D reality, and a lot of letting go of what we've been told is the truth of how the world works. It's about stepping back and having a much broader perspective about things. So remember, I've got the spellcaster checklist there. If you want to plan your spells well, the link's in the description field below this video. If you want to learn Wicca and Witchcraft with me, I have the Mystery Witch School 101 Academy. It's a 12-month course in Wicca and Witchcraft. It is a course to get you practicing the craft, practicing connecting to yourself and stepping more and more into that you know yourself to be, that you're not allowing yourself to be, and doing that on a daily basis so that you can create more of the world that you want to live in and be more the author of your own life and your own destiny. That's really what the path is about. It's about creating the world you came here to create, not creating the world that you've been told you should create or that other people want you to create. So the Mystery Witch School 101 course, there's a link in the description field below this video. If you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe. I am Sandra from mysterywitchschool.com. Blessed be.